Hey everybody, Eric Sweitz here for The Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of Your Favorite Game, joined by my beautiful co-host, Jiu-Jitsu George Foster.
I've forgotten all my Naruto signs.
All right.
Never mind.
And silent but deadly Stacey Henley.
Hello. I don't know any.
Shinobi Stacey Henley.
Yeah.
There you go.
Today, we're talking about our favorite games with ninjas. As it turns out, this is a very ninja-ful year. George?
Yes.
Oh, Year of the
Year of
Ninja.
the Ninja.
There are so many games.
So-
I love ninja games.
So we're getting a new Shinobi this year.
Yep,
That looks
in
excellent.
August.
We're getting 3 new Ninja Gaidens, including one that you've already reviewed, George.
Yes, so that was Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. And then Ragebound in the summer, and then Ninja Gaiden 4, the big event, end of the year. And then also Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And Assassin's Creed Shadows, yeah.
Gets overlooked. because
Onimusha.
It's not like a stylish one. Onimusha,
and Onimusha, yeah. Wow. Yes.
So much.
So in honor of the Year of the Ninja, we're here today to talk about our favorite games with ninjas. Was this one tough for you both?
Nope.
No?
A lot of mine are like they kind of count.
Uh-huh.
So I was torn between do I go for this is actually a ninja and they're in a game that I like and I can talk about them, or do I go for a game that I love that probably doesn't feature a fully traditional ninja in games that I've spoken about before. So I never like to be as cheeky with the prompt because I know that George will mess it up and Eric will be cheeky. So I like to play it down the middle. So
Cooks,
I have a couple of normal, this is actually a ninja.
Okay.
But the ones that I'm really kind of excited about are kind of, these aren't really ninjas, but I really think they're
I'll be the
cool.
judge of that.
I actually didn't go cheeky this week. I have some honorable mentions that are a little cheeky, but I actually went for a very traditional ninja this time around. We've already mentioned a couple because we have so many ninja games coming out this week, so let's not spoil any more of them before the discussion. We'll start with George. What is your favorite game with I'm sorry, let me take that again. What is your favorite Ninja Turtle game?
Ninja Turtle game. No, I didn't even think of the Ninja Turtles. God damn.
What?
Okay.
I thought that's
Well,
the whole reason
yeah,
we were
I
doing
know.
this.
No. You've already mentioned mine. It's really boring because it's the most ninja you can get, but Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden is my favorite ninja game by far.
The character
I love
from
that
Ninja
dude.
Gaiden is your favorite ninja game?
Yeah, but also all the Ninja Gaiden games.
All the
2
Ninja Gaiden
specifically.
games?
I mean,
All of the Ninja Gaiden
you're not a
games,
special
but
guest. You know how this show works. You pick a
Ninja
game.
Gaiden 2.
Okay, there you
you go. I had to choose which one in my head then because I kind of just broadly said Ryu Hayabusa. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2 for sure.
All right. Well,
I just think
hold on. Let's interrogate this a little bit. Did you play the original Ninja Gaiden?
I have played them to an extent. They are kind of, the modern ones are tough as well. I think that's part of their whole reputation. But the original ones are almost cruel tough.
Yeah.
I appreciate them for how they started the series, but I'm like new. Well, I wouldn't even call it new school now because it's been
Quite
13 years
old,
since the last
yes.
one. But yeah, so I'm not quite as old school as original fans, but
And
I'm
are these
old
games
school.
you played as a kid, or did you just recently discover them?
2 was one I played as a kid.
Yeah.
Which was really rough. I think that was like a Blockbuster. I don't know if you have Blockbuster, Eric.
Yes.
Yeah,
of course.
it's their thing.
I'm
okay.
surprised you
Well-
had Blockbuster, to be honest.
We don't. I don't think anywhere does now.
Yeah.
But we had Blockbuster. I think that was one of those you walk in. I saw it on the shelf. I was like, "Ooh, cool!" A ninja. Picked it up and then could not even do the.
So
First
are
level.
you saying, when you say the original Ninja Gaiden, are you talking about the one that came out in 2004?
No.
No.
Right,
no, so
okay,
the
good.
original ones.
Right, the one from the 80s.
The NES
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So those ones are too tough. Those are brutally unfair. And I'm sure you could make that case for the modern ones as well. I don't know how familiar you two are.
I mean, I had a
Yeah.
very similar experience. My first one was black, and
Yes.
I got it from Blockbuster, and I got my ass kicked.
Oh my God.
And then never played it
Did
again.
you actually?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wow! So Ninja Gaiden is the blockbuster game
For this show, apparently.
It's the cover show.
Yeah.
It's the one you walk in. You're like, yeah, Ninja. I'll play it, and then you play it like, oh no, never mind.
All right, so why Ninja Gaiden 2 other than that you literally just played it?
Yeah, so there might be no. In fact, there's no recency bias because I know what I'm talking about. I love character action games. I think Ninja Gaiden 2, it is a very specific taste. Because I know, Stace, you like character action as well.
I do. Ninja Gaiden's not one of my favorites.
Yeah, but is that because of the difficulty for you? Would you say
part of it is the difficulty? I also think there is a focus on consistency over flair.
Well I don't know if I agree with that, because I think the part of Ninja Gaiden 2 I like the most is once that combat system clicks, once you kind of get it, there is no other game that makes you feel your attacks and your weapon quite as much. Like every sword swing, you're decapitating people, you're chopping off limbs. That's like a staple of Ninja Gaiden. Even the original NES ones, like one hit, they just poof. Your sword is supposed to be powerful, it's supposed to be deadly. And Ninja Gaiden 2 kind of round that up by having these execution moves. So when you've like attacked an enemy enough, there'll be damage, they'll have like a arm or a leg missing, and then you can finish them off with like a press of Y. You do like a flashy execution. And to this day, even Ninja Gaiden 3, there is no other game out there that makes you feel as powerful, as swift, as much like a ninja, I guess.
Do you feel like the rise of the Souls style has aged?
Oh god,
has
here we go.
Aged Ninja Gaiden a lot?
This has been a very hot topic since Ninja Gaiden 4 was announced, so a couple months now. I don't know. I think I don't even relate the two. I think a lot of people instantly. No, I don't. Yeah,
It's crazy.
I think people relate the difficulty.
It's a crazy thing to say.
No, I don't, because it's. I think a Souls-like is so. Maybe because it's become a monster of its own, right? Like it's not. You don't call like a Souls-like an action game. It's a Souls-like.
Yeah.
Whereas Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that, they're still character action games. I think they're so far apart. I don't even like to think about them as the same beast. I know so many people do. I know there's that debate of when are the Souls-like going away? I just don't really consider them that close.
I guess I feel like they are going away though. Like before like Dark Souls was a thing, or before we kind of had the mass market kind of breakthrough that it had really with Bloodborne and Sekiro and Elden Ring, it felt like a lot of the kind of B-tier games that were coming out were ripping off character action games. They were ripping off Ninja Gaiden, or more commonly they were ripping off Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. Now, I mean, we have the word Souls-like. Now, it feels like every kind of action game that has come out in the past few years has been going after the Souls-like formula. But it might be that, as you can read on thegamer.com, that pendulum's kind of swung again. Obviously, Tides of Annihilation was the best game at State of Play for me. Something about it seemed very enticing. But Lost Soul Aside was also that. It's an action game. Onimusha is coming back. That's a hardcore, normal action game. Even Stellar Blade had some Souls-like elements to it, but it was built really on a character action. Though, and I think the worst part of Stellar Blade were the parts where you had to learn the attack patterns and use the guns in specific timings, rather than the kind of flair and combos and like detonations that you could do with the sword. So I feel like people used to try to make games that were like Ninja Gaiden. Maybe it's a little bit, like I said, maybe it's more like Bayonetta, etc. And then they started making games that were like Dark Souls. And now we're back to making games that aren't like Dark Souls. I mean, Phantom Blade Zero, it's like, we're not a Souls-like, we're just inspired by Dark Souls. Okay, sure, they're the same thing. And there's still successful Souls-like. Like, Lies of P obviously is probably the best example in the last few years of a game that's taken that idea at a smaller budget and done something successful with it. But
yeah,
I do think they are related, but I do think character action is coming back. And Ninja Gaiden 4 is going to be part of that.
Maybe that was a instant knee-jerk reaction to my preference for character action, because I like Souls-like's fine. Like, there are a few I really like, but generally I'm much more character action focused. I like just normal action games.
Yeah.
And with Ninja Gaiden, like when I played 2, I was kind of worried about that. Like, I was like, oh, is this going to feel archaic? And I know I've talked to people who are playing it for the first time, and to them they're like, oh, this is kind of janky, like the movement's a bit weird. which I think is fine because it's like a nearly 20-year-old game.
Yeah.
I think that's just bound to happen. But for me, it was nothing but refreshing. Like, it's just so nice to have a fast-paced action game. Like, obviously, I've said Ninja Gaiden 2, you feel your sword strikes, and I guess that is kind of a Souls-like thing of specific attacks, but it's not like you're not locked into an attack and then you can't move or do anything. It's just constant, fast-paced flashiness. And no other game does it like Ninja Gaiden 2. Like, when you hit an ultimate technique, which when you hold down Y and you do like a crazy spinning move, like, there's just... it's kind of embarrassing, but I would be sat on my sofa playing it, and when those moves would hit, I don't generally like react to games that much, like when I'm playing them, but I'd be like, yeah, get him. And only Ninja Gaiden does that. Like, to myself, yeah. There's no one else here, just me screaming to myself.
Yeah.
But that is the power of Ninja Gaiden 2. And to be more specific about Ryu, why I think he's such a cool ninja, in terms of character, he's kind of probably the most generic, boring ninja you can get. But he has all of the qualities that make a good ninja. Like, he's stealthy, he moves fast, uses a sword, loads of weapons. He has every like quality you'd want from a ninja, but I also think he has moves that are so iconic that they're iconic to him specifically that no other ninja has. So like the Azuna drop, the flying swallow, like those are Ryu Hayabusa things. You have ninja things, and then you have Ryu things. So, top ninja, without a doubt.
Definitely quintessential ninja game. I am looking forward to 4. I didn't have the patience as a kid to play these games, and then when 3 came out, it was not appreciated, I guess is a nice way to say it. So I kind of didn't really care about Ninja Gaiden, but I think now I will enjoy it a lot more.
I'm kind of somewhere in the middle now. I started off when Ninja Gaiden 4 was announced. I was like, oh my god, the Return of the King. Like, I was screaming instantly. Like, I do this a lot anyway, but most anticipated game of the year.
You scheduled your tattoo?
Yeah, scheduled my tattoo. I actually do have an idea for that. Maybe close to Ninja Gaiden 4. But since replaying, because I've gone back and played all of the Ninja Gaiden games, so yeah, probably some recency bias, but they're so specific, man. They're so...
of their time, you think?
It's more just, it's such a specific type of flavor for Ninja Gaiden. And as much as I love Platinum games, like I love like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, fantastic character action game. It's not Ninja Gaiden. They are not similar in any way besides fast paced. So I'm a little worried there. I kind of worry, I'm looking forward to seeing the new protagonist and what he's all about, but I'm there for Ryu, right? I think most people are. If it was just another ninja game, it'd be like, cool, but I'm there for Ryu, and it kind of seems like he's backseat. But I'm sure we'll talk about that later in the year.
Sure. I suspect I'll end up enjoying... It's called Retribution? Is that the 2D one?
Ragebound is the 2D one.
Sorry. Yeah.
And that looks...
I suspect I'll end up enjoying that way more.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to Ragebound more as well.
That's my jam.
I'm just like, holy shit, 2 cakes,
Yeah, it's fair
happy
enough.
for both.
Several cakes if we just mean ninja games.
Several stealthy cakes.
I'm definitely going to have trouble differentiating it from the new Shinobi, because even when I saw the trailer, I was like, didn't we see this trailer already?
That's a rough point for me, because I'm kind of a Ninja Gaiden fanboy, and I saw Shinobi. I was like, oh damn, actually, that kind of looks like the best ninja game this year.
Pretty
now.
sick.
It looks so good. They all do though. This is, it's just a good time to like ninjas, and rarely for me. Usually,
it's like you're 4 years old again.
Yeah.
Rarely for me, I'm positive about it. We'll talk about werewolves, and I'll be like, meh, I don't care. Ninjas, no, I fully revert back to like, I love ninjas.
Ninjas are way down the list, and nowhere near as cool as cowboys or pirates.
Oh yeah,
nowhere near.
Pirates are boring. Ninjas are so cool.
I'd have maybe something above knights.
I would put ninjas above knights, but below samurai. Okay, great choice given a star with George. Stacey, what is your favorite game with ninjas?
As I said at the start, I was struggling to come up with ones that I felt fully fit the brief, so I went for one that unabashedly has 2 ninjas in, including a ninja who is in Ninja Gaiden, because my favorite game with ninjas is Dead or Alive 2.
Yeah, that was you've mentioned Dead or Alive before, so
I love Dead or Alive.
That sigh was disappointment. I didn't guess it.
It's an embarrassing thing to admit these days that you love Dead or Alive because it kind of has its reputation. There is a new Dead or Alive game coming out this year. It's a dating sim where all the girls are in bikinis. And that's kind of what people think of when they think of Dead or Alive. I think of extreme beach volleyball and all those sorts of games and the jiggle physics. And that's obviously a massive part of like how Dead or Alive is now. But when Dead or Alive first came out, it was really impressive how much it used movement, how much it used arena hazards, and how much it used juggling. They, for me, are the three best things that the fighting games have. Why I love Tekken so much. The ability to juggle and combo, the ability to use the environment cleverly, and the ability to rely on individualized movement as opposed to learning metas and cancels. I'm never going to be an expert in these fighting games. I'm obviously never going to go to Evo, but we've played fighting games before. Three of us have played quite a few fighting games before, and I was terrible at Multiverses, I was terrible at Street Fighter, terrible at Mortal Kombat, and good at Tekken. Because that's the... I mean, when I
in our rematches, I think
when I play as Lily, I've never lost to you, so I'm good at Tekken.
Keep your eyes peeled for the rematch video coming this week.
I'm not good at any other character. Is my problem because I just know her moves. But yeah, like that's what I've always liked about Tekken is the way that it does things, and pretty much all of them are things that actually Dead or Alive started doing first. So I wanted to pick actual ninjas. Obviously, but there's also Kasumi, the title character, not title character, then the game would be called Kasumi. But the main character of Dead or Alive is also a ninja, and they kind of don't bother with the storyline. In some of the more modern ones, it kind of just becomes an action fest, or they just take them to the beach and they play volleyball. But in the first couple of games, they do a lot in terms of for the era at least, they do a lot, trying to ground them really firmly in their culture, which is why Tina is a cowboy who has the American flag bikini. They're very obviously belonging to where they're from, and the way that you kind of had to when you had 6 polygons to make a character. So I've always appreciated they had obviously the two different ninjas in it. It was 25. Dead or Alive 2 turned 25 recently, and I wrote pretty much this for the site, just kind of mourning what Dead or Alive used to be, what it could have been. I mean, 6 was the last main one, and that's 8 years old.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and people weren't fans of that.
No, it wasn't very good. Because it kind of it does just feel like a lot of the energy has been spent on the kind of jiggle physics stuff, and I'm sure that's not entirely fair to the developers. I'm sure that they make a lot of sales through certain markets, and I'm sure that people who like the kind of games that they make, I'm sure they're still very successful. They're still making games now, like these visual novels, but it felt like such a bold, brash action fighting franchise when it came out, and it just kind of lost its way. Yeah, and I don't think it's a case of they focus too much on the pretty ladies, it's wokeness gone mad, they should just make a fighting game again. I don't really have a problem with that. The point is, it's no longer a very good fighting game. Yeah, Tekken 8 has as Azucena just wears a bikini. One of my favorite characters used in previous Titans was Christy, because she was just Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Gordo, Eddie Guerrero's the right. We're doing wrong names again. It's just going to be a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't me this time
because Christine was just Eddie Gordo.
Gamer podcast.
Yeah. So I don't really have a problem with how characters. I wrote a while ago that I really didn't like Cammy's outfit in the new Street Fighter, and people were like, "Oh, you're just mad. You're mad because a bum's out." And I was like, I really don't care. I think it looks really stupid. I don't actually have an issue with the character wearing revealing clothes. I just think that particular outfit's very silly.
I'm kind of in the opposite boat, I guess, Stace. Dead or Alive,
you hate characters when they take clothes off.
Yeah, but it's more with Dead or Alive specifically. I never really even notice or care about it otherwise, but I always felt skeevy playing it, I guess. When it was out when I was younger, it was kind of it was the kind of game you wouldn't want someone to walk in on you playing, because it raises questions.
That's true. You're a bit younger than me, and I think of more than certainly more than any other fighting game. Maybe it's not more than any other game because a lot of racing games. But I think of Dead or Alive as an arcade game. I used to go to the arcade, South Shields. Shout out to the South Shields massive out there. I used to go to the arcade in South Shields, and they used to have a Dead or Alive thing, and that was my first experience of it, playing it at an actual arcade, and that made the arena thing really fun because you could knock people out of the arena, and then they would that would count as wins. Or there was ways in which you could win when you were losing, which was so much more satisfying when you were playing on an arcade cabinet. Because you didn't really get the chance to, we'll do a rematch and a second rematch and a third rematch. So I think of it more as a kind of arcade game when I played the earlier ones, 2 was the one that I played. But there's definitely a part of it where it's like the GTA loading screens where it's like, please don't show this one. Please don't show this one.
Yeah.
And that's the reputation it's earned for itself. And I think that kind of took it down a strange path. It's not good enough that the people who, I guess, want that sort of thing in their games are going to support it. And it's not broad enough that the people who would overlook that are there for it. The reason why I mentioned Stylblade before, but the reason why I think that kind of worked, even though people like to say, the journalists are all going to hate it, most journalists thought it was fine and that Eve was just a little bit dull. The way Eve was styled was a really fun part of that game. And I think there's still a lot of room for that in game development if you back it up. And Stylblade, for the most part, I think it's pretty good. It does back it up, but there's no personality there. And Dead or Alive is basically that. If they've gone too far in one very specific direction in a way that I'm not entirely sure is recoverable. Stylblade, I think, is. I think Stylblade 2 is going to be pretty good. But I'm not sure there'll ever be another good Dead or Alive game.
I do find it... I am smiling to myself that two out of two right now have Ryu Hayabusa in. That just says it all. He is the ninja.
Ayan is in both as well.
Oh, yeah.
Ayan was the character that I meant.
Yeah, the pink hair, right?
Purple hair.
Yeah, Flares are in 2 and 3 as well.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to play Dead or Alive because it was too horny.
Yep.
Have they ever done a dating sim?
Yeah, the new one's going to be a dating sim.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was making some kind of connection.
You work in a office at a beach, and they're you have 7 receptionists. I think is how it works.
Sure.
It's only launched in Japan. I don't have it and don't intend to get it, by the way. But is it either the one that's coming out this year or the one that came out last year? I remember looking this up when I wrote about it being 25 and trying to figure out what the most recent game was, and it was it's a sex game. Fun.
Yeah. Where you kick each other's asses too, or
there's no fighting.
There's no fighting.
There's been no fighting in any of the games since 6. They're all just either the volleyball or visual novel style.
Gotcha. Weird franchise. I wonder if it's mega successful in Japan though.
Surely, yeah.
I mean, the ones now are made on a small enough budget that it's probably very successful for its scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be up for seeing a new one. I'm always happy with fighting games making a return. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't have the connection with it. I wish I did. But like I say, Ryu's in it. That should be enough. But yeah, no, it was too skeevy. It was too... I think I would, like Eric, I would not have been allowed.
Nice. 2 Ryu Hayabusa games. Very good. I don't have one of those.
Gonna say, are we making a hat trick? Eric, what is your favorite game with ninjas?
My favorite game with ninjas is Strider.
Yes, that was on my list.
One? Do you mean the reboot or the original?
The reboot. I actually didn't play the original. I wasn't even aware of it. I actually became a fan of Strider via Marvel vs. Capcom.
Same.
That was my first exposure to the character, and I just thought he was so cool. He always fought with one arm behind his back. He was just a very confident character. He has a really weird sword that has a billy club handle coming out of the side of it, which makes it easier for him to hold his sword behind his back and do quick surprise strikes with it. There's a bunch of things I like about Strider. So, of course, I played the reboot. I think it was 2014 when it came out.
It was free on PlayStation Plus, if I remember right. At some point when it came out.
Yeah, it launched as
recently.
It launched it.
Oh no, this is so long ago.
2014, yeah, it was
2014.
PS4 days, yeah.
PS3. I think Xbox 360 and
I'm going to
PS3.
say I thought it was 360. That's right. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that. So it's like this cyber ninja world, which we've seen many times, but Strider isn't. He's a traditional ninja in a cyber world, which I think is very cool. It also takes a lot after Shadow Complex, which is a game I love quite a bit. And it was sort of in the same era and had this sort of same 2D, 3D style. And they're both Metroidvanias, and this is a pretty cool Metroidvania. I think his power... I always really like when the power-ups are both combat and traversal. So, like, turning his sword into a freezing sword that freezes enemies, and then they become platforms, which you can use to get around. George and I, you and I both really love the newest Prince of Persia, and I think there's lot of Prince of Persia DNA in Strider. Yeah, it's a cool Metroidvania. It's not as exploration heavy as some of the most classic Metroidvanias, because it's kind of like you've got a map and a quest marker and you always know where you're going, but it is a big interconnected complex, and you're backtracking and getting power-ups and accessing new areas, which is something I always liked a lot. And I just think he's got a lot of personality for yet another silent protagonist ninja. I think the way he...
all in his animations, right?
Yeah,
that's what it comes from, isn't it?
Yeah. The way he wields his weapon.
Like, scarf.
And the one-handed thing, I think it can't be overstated. That is such a cool character trait, that he always fights with one hand. Either his sword's behind his back or his hand's behind his back when he slashes with his sword. Yeah. You guys like Strider? Any feelings about Strider?
It has been a long time. The way I remember it, because I'm still thinking it's PS4, early days PS4, and it was like the first game that came out that I was interested in on the platform. I might be wrong. I might be making stuff up. But yeah, I remember Strider being on PS4. I might be wrong. But I remember just really, really enjoying it. And I was introduced to him as well through, I think it was the third Marvel vs. Capcom, right? He might have been in 2. But I remember
he was in all of them. Well, he was definitely in Infinite, but I think he's been in all of them.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think he's got the Ryu problem as well, where they're both not very like dialogue heavy, but maybe that's kind of what you want from a ninja, right?
I mean, yeah, that's going to be an issue with any of the ninjas that we could have picked today. That's kind of their whole deal. It's about making them seem interesting beyond that, whether that's through, you said, kind of the individual combos with Eric, with Strider, it's the kind of the animations.
Yeah.
We kind of know what Dead or Alive used. So, yeah, I think that's the nature of picking a ninja. Is if we had one that talked a lot, we'd probably say this guy's not a very good ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have an example of that.
Is it from Kingdom Hearts?
No,
okay,
not
checking.
Always.
So this is a really bizarre franchise, because it was a really early Capcom game, and it was a mega hit, an arcade hit, and it was out on early consoles. I don't recall which one it was. Then they licensed a sequel that, as far as I know, only came out in Europe, or may have come out in the States like years later, but was not released in Japan. And then years after that, Capcom made a Strider 2. So there's 2 games called Strider 2.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then it got abandoned for more than a decade, almost 2 decades, until the reboot, and then nothing again.
And abandoned again. Yeah. I think with how Capcom is lately, I do believe, I mean, I could say this about literally every Capcom franchise except for Dino Crisis, which is
the one that everyone wants to come back. Someone that's never
just
coming
the
back.
one that won't. I reckon everything else will, and I think Strider, especially. Oh my god, can you imagine if they announced this year like a new Strider
in the year of the ninja?
Well, my mind would be blown.
Yeah, this was what Capcom calls their platinum hits, games that sold over 1 million. The reboot sold 1.4, 1.5, something like that.
Nice.
But but now 10 years have gone by, and like no more Strider anywhere except for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Which
maybe better not.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. We blasted through those. Before we get into our more honorable mentions, do you two fancy a quiz?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do a video game ninja quiz. I've got 10 questions for you.
Oh, wow, that's well prepared.
Yep, and
let's go.
And
we'll doing the Naruto.
We'll start with the easy ones, keeping in mind that I didn't know what games you two were going to be talking about today, and then we'll get towards some harder ones. You might have to work together for some of the later ones.
Okay,
but yeah, just jump in with the answer when you know it. We'll start with this one. Actor Kane Kusugi portrays Ryu Hayabusa in what live-action video game movie?
That would be Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, that would be Ninja Gaiden. I didn't know there was a movie.
Incorrect. That would be.
Oh, it's going to be Dead or Alive, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Which does have a movie.
Dead or Alive.
We just talked about that. Damn it.
I think Lance's also in that movie. There's some further trivia. She's Dina, I think.
Okay, no points.
No.
Here's another easy one, I think.
No.
Sonic the Hedgehog has a ninja friend. What is his name?
Espio the Chameleon.
Espio the Chameleon is correct. Good job, George. Stacey, did you know that one?
I did not.
You wouldn't have gotten there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm winning.
1 point for George. Okay, we all know Cutman and Flashman, but which Mega Man villain is a ninja?
God.
Ninja Man.
Nope. George, do you have a guess?
I want to...
This is your thing, though. That's mine.
Yeah, Mega Man.
He throws shurikens.
Yeah, I know.
I think he wears a gi.
It wouldn't be.
Starman.
I'm timing you out, buddy.
Metal Man.
Metal Man I will accept. He is not the answer I was looking for, but he is arguably a ninja. I was looking for Shadow Man.
Yeah,
I was pretty close with Ninja Man.
Okay.
2 points.
Here's an annoying one. So there are 15 ninja characters in the Mortal Kombat franchise. However, only one of them technically is a ninja. The rest are not. And I can give you a hint if you need it.
I'm confused by the question because there are 2 clans at the center of Mortal Kombat.
Correct. One of those
Would
clans,
you count them as ninjas?
One of those clans is Chinese.
Oh,
Which,
God.
I'm just going to guess
Scorpion.
one of the ninjas, and I guess I'll say Sub-Zero.
Scorpion is the only true ninja in Mortal Kombat.
Shira Ryu, baby.
The rest are either Chinese or not from Earth at all.
That was a thing that took me a second.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay. How about this? How many ninjas are in Super Smash Brothers, not counting the Spirit Board?
Oh.
Okay. Oh my God.
Who have you got, George?
Right now, literally no one going through my head. I'm trying to think of any, but I'm just seeing like the select screen, and it's too it's too big.
Chick is a ninja, right? Chick count as a ninja?
Yep.
It's
I'll
hard,
tell you
isn't
this.
it?
There are 2 playable ninjas.
Okay.
2 playable ninjas. Okay.
So one of them is Chick.
One of them is Chick.
Is. We're not counting Snake as a ninja. He's not a ninja, right?
No. Yeah.
Sick.
You wouldn't count
might be
Bayonetta
onto
either.
something.
Oh, is Grey Fox isn't in?
Grey Fox is an assist trophy, yes.
Oh, I didn't know we were counting assist trophies.
I only said not counting the Spirit Board.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Is Ryu Habasa, is he a spirit? Not a spirit. Is he a trophy?
Nope.
No.
He's playable, but
I'll give you the rest of the assist
just
trophies if you can give me the other fighter.
Everyone shut up for a second. This is tough.
I know, there's a lot, right? There's like 80 characters, over 80.
78, I think.
In my head, I keep trying to go through it. Like, it's like a Mario. Like I can't even go further.
I think you're both going to be mad at me when I tell you the answer.
If it's funny definition
No,
ninja,
I
I'm
think it's
right now.
inarguably a ninja.
Is the Xenoblade guy, is he a ninja? Like, is that part of his story?
Shulk, no.
Shulk, yes.
You don't count Kirby when Kirby has the ninja costume,
No.
right?
Meta Knight.
Because that's too specific.
It's
I give up.
Greninja.
Oh my god!
Yes, Sheik Greninja. As far as assist trophies, you got Gray Fox. There's also Kat and Anna, the baby ninjas from WarioWare, are an assist trophy as well.
Ever have got those.
Yep.
No. We didn't get Greninja Stace. I really I don't think we would have gone there.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, what is the ninja franchise that From Software bought from Activision in 2004?
That's 2004 throws me off because I was going to say Sekiro.
I was going to say Sekiro. Yeah.
Famous ninja video game franchise. Originally, not.
Because FromSoft made one since.
FromSoft has made one.
It's not Tenchu, is it?
It is Tenchu. Yes.
Ooh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm finally good at a quiz, except for that last one I got wrong.
Okay. Circling back to Pokemon, we all know Gym Leader Koga and his daughter Janine. But can you name all of the ninja Pokemon?
Greninja.
Yes.
Are we counting Shedinja? Is that its name?
Shedinja.
Meowth.
There's no ninja.
Meowth in a ninja costume.
How many are there?
I have 6.
Wow.
6.
You have named 2.
2, yeah. Greninja and Shedinja.
Oh, no. I was going to say the evolution of the rabbit from Thingy, because he has like the...
No, he's supposed to be a football youth.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
So give me the Shedinja line.
There's the little corpse that it's a Shedinja. Is that one the corpse, the like shell?
That is the shell, yeah.
And then so there's the ant, which is not a ninja, and then the butterfly with the red eyes and the like a yellow mask over its face.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is that called?
The ninja with the mask?
Ninja. That's a Mario character.
Mask something, is it?
It's Ninjask.
Ninja.
Yeah. And the pre-evolution is
Ninjask.
Ninkata. But there's still 2 more.
What types or gen or something?
We've got a Gen 1.
We have a Gen 1.
We have a 151 ninja. Maybe you're going to debate me on this one. This one.
Give us some attributes. I might actually know this one.
Some attributes, right? You want to know what its like special attack is?
No, just describe what it... Yeah, never mind then.
He does ninja stuff.
If I'm going to debate it, I'm assuming probably like a dark Pokemon.
Well, not Hitmonlee.
No.
It wouldn't be a dark Pokemon in Gen 1.
No.
Casual, because there's no darks in Gen 1.
This one you might fight me on, but I went with Scyther.
I see it.
Yeah. And then the last one...
you don't know who Scyther is?
Is that the green one with like arm
swords?
Razors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so yeah.
The last one is Gen 5. And it's a stage 2.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to get it.
It is Axelgore. Axelgore is a bug Pokemon. He has the ninja scarf.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right, next question. I almost stumped you with that one. What do we got? Okay. This is fun. Every generation of Skylanders has a ninja. Name any of them.
Oh my god. I can see the one.
There was a Rhinoc ninja in Spyro 3, because I know they mentioned that. Are they in Skylanders?
A
The
Rhinoc?
Rhinoc?
No.
Yeah. Oh.
That would imply that they gave a crap about Spyro at that point. There's like an elf ninja,
Yep.
right, with blue
Yep.
eyes.
The ninja you're thinking of is in all of the games.
Yeah.
Elf Ninja.
Yeah, elfy.
Ninja Elf.
It is Stealth Elf.
Oh, that's quite a fun name. I like that.
Is that one?
I don't think I like ninjas anymore. Sky high.
George, you got Stealth Elf. The other Ninja Skylanders are Ninjini, Stink Bomb.
Who is a genie?
Stink Bomb. Boom Bloom.
Awful again.
It's a flower, right?
And Taekwon Crow.
I actually like that one. I like that one.
Cool.
That's cool. The rest,
Cool.
the rest of why Skylanders is dead.
All right, just a couple more. Okay. Ninjas, soldiers, outlanders, and constructors are the playable classes in which co-op survival game?
Oh my god.
Co-op
Not
survival game.
Warframe?
Nope.
Nope.
Ninjas,
That's not a survival game, is it? Really?
constructors, soldiers, and outlanders.
It's going to be something like Valheim, but not Valheim.
Is it that one that you really like, Eric, that got a sequel
Nope.
recently?
This is a
Fairly
massive game. Big.
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 Pal
Recent
World.
big?
Not Power World.
Is it a new one, or is it like one I'm
Legacy
too young
one.
for?
You have both played this game.
Ooh.
Technically.
Are you kidding?
Technically, we've both played this game. Did we play it at a preview? Could be a million games. I don't know. What game did I play at a preview?
I think you're never gonna get it. You're too far off.
Lord of the Rings, Tales of the Shire.
The classes Ninja, Constructor, Soldier, and Outlander are from Fortnite Save the World.
Well, Save the World. Nobody played Save the World.
Ah.
I hate this quiz. This is stretching definitions.
All right, last
The
question
quiz.
then, George. Which of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games is not real?
Okay. Oh,
Well, George
easy.
is
Come
going to
on.
know this.
Let's go.
Okay, George, here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Pizza Drop.
Uh-oh.
Well, we don't know that one. We don't know if that's real. Let's scratch that one. Let's hope the next one is Shredder's Revenge.
Next one, Training Layer. Next one,
Okay.
Sewer Slam. Or the Ninja Tribunal.
I feel like I've heard of Sewer Slam, is what I'm going to say
Sewer
now
Slam.
before it turns out to be the one that's the big
Sewer
game.
Slam's real, I
Pizza
think.
Drop, Training Layer, Sewer Slam, and the Ninja Tribunal.
It's had a lot of really rubbish like mobile tie-ins and
sounds
stuff.
like mobile
Pizza Drop,
stuff,
I think,
yeah.
seems like it would be one of those. So it's the Ninja Tribunal, which I absolutely love and I hope is real. Or what was the second one?
The second one was Training Layer.
Pizza Drop sounds so obvious that I believe
They did like a tie-in game with Pizza Hut or something, and it was called Pizza
I
Drop.
can see it on phones right now. Training Layer also, it sounds like it fits TMNT because obviously the sewer, the
Because
layer. But Ninja Tribunal is so dumb that I'm inclined to believe it's real.
So are we saying Training Layer?
I think
the
it's Training
fake one?
Layer, yeah, and I bet it's the fucking sewer one now, and I look like an idiot.
Eric?
Your choice is, you said Training Layer?
Training Layer.
Yeah,
I believe that is a Xbox Connect game. Yes, that is a Xbox 360
Jeez.
Connect game from 2014. Pizza Drop is one of those old school arcade games where you try to drop the coin in and you got to move the turtles to knock the coin around.
I know that one, but I know the type of game you mean.
Yeah. And the Ninja Tribunal, I believe, is a mobile game. The fake game here
Well,
was
instantly said, I'm
Sewer
sure that's
Slam.
real. Damn.
What is the one that's like there's Mutant Melee, and there's another like Smash clone one.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I was just going off the thing. I'm probably thinking of SummerSlam, and I've just said
Who can say?
SummerSlam.
That is embarrassing.
Great
Okay.
job. I don't know who won.
Nobody. Great job.
I don't think
nobody.
there are any winners here. I think they were just
My
ninja
quizzes are
losers.
too hard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some more ninjas.
Yes.
Let's do
We
it.
have mentioned quite a few. One that I want to shout out is The Messenger. I really enjoyed The Messenger. I believe that was 2018. Let me double check. The Messenger's a really cool 2D
yes, I do know the one.
side-scrolling, like a classic Shinobi that then turns into a Metroidvania halfway through, and all the levels you played through are suddenly like expanded and rediscoverable. It's a very cool game. They did I believe they did like a turn-based RPG sequel last year. Does that sound right?
I remember this, and I think it's because it's come up like more recently. So I think they must have done something else with it. I never played it, but I have. It's one of those I've like had on my. I'll play that if I ever get a chance.
Sea of Stars.
That's recent.
Was that
right?
the Messenger?
Oh, really?
Sea of Stars is in the Messenger universe.
Oh, I didn't know. I do know that one. I have no knowledge of the Messenger at all, but I do know Sea of Stars. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're same developer, same.
That was cool. That's got an expansion coming out this year, I think.
Nice.
People really seem to like Sea of Stars.
Yeah, the Messenger is a very, very clever game that plays with genre in a cool way. What do you two have? What are your other ninjas?
Oh, I've got a good one.
Yeah.
Mini Ninjas. Anyone remember that? IO Interactive.
Sure.
They are great. I can't remember the lead character's name. I think it was like.
It won't be as good as Taekwondo Crow anyway.
No, it won't be as good as that. But they were the main character from that, like the main mini ninja. He's very like typical ninja. He's like silent, just makes noises when he swings his sword. Yeah, that's just a cute game.
It is cute.
I kind of it did. I don't think it did very well. Probably unsurprisingly, but I really dug it. I kind of wish IO. I know they're doing Project 007, but I kind of wish they had more leniency to do like little fun stuff like that isn't Kane and Lynch and Hitman.
Yeah, Bond will be cool though when it eventually comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably no ninjas in it.
Actually, there's ninjas in a few of the Bond films.
That's true. But
this is an origin story.
Do you have some honorable mentions, Stace?
Yeah, as I said, a lot of mine were like maybes. Obviously, I mentioned the Rhinox in Spyro 3. I don't really care about the ninjas because they're just like normal enemies dressed up as ninjas. But it's in the level Fireworks Factory, which is a really underrated level in Spyro 3. So I was going to just chat a little bit about that.
Is that the Matrix
9 level? No, it's the one where it's like set in China and it's Hansel and Gretel. The Fireworks Factory.
Yeah, I thought there was a I thought they do a dodging the bullet thing in that level. I thought that was those two little kids.
No, that is their first level in Spyro 2.
Oh,
when you're in the desert is when they do that.
And she's like, you have to free your mind.
Yeah. And she, Gretel, Hans is the boy, jumps for the lollipop at the end. He's just hanging there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
Hans.
Good stuff.
There was a couple of others as well. Obviously, I mentioned Kasumi as part of my Dead or Alive, but there was another Kasumi who was a ninja, kind of, in Mass Effect. She's a stealthy, like, space spy. She's not really a ninja, but she is a Japanese lady who covers her face and sneaks into places stealthily while following a code of honor that is not necessarily aligned with morals. She's clearly a ninja. But the space kind of was cheating, and I speak about Mass Effect a lot. Even though I never actually spoke about Kasumi's mission, which I really love, I thought I'd play a little bit more straight and narrow. And my last one, you are obviously a samurai in Ghost of Tsushima. Obviously, you play as a samurai, but the whole crux of the story is he follows the path of the ninja. In order to save Tsushima from the invading Mongols, he has to take a less honorable path. The smoke bombs, hiding from his enemies instead of meeting them face on in battle. And he adopts training methods of the ninja, which eventually puts him on a collision course with his mentor. So that's like a cool way to use ninjas because it doesn't just use them as here is a cool guy doing cool flips, which is a big part of character action stuff, and I do love those games. But it actually tries to ground what it means to be a ninja and what it means to be a samurai. I think when Tsushima came out, I was like, this is a fine action game. I like it. I understand that it's kind of problematic that it's an American team making a samurai game, and that was kind of probably the lens that I viewed a lot of culture through in those days. And I think now I've maybe shifted how I view things a little bit and played Tsushima a few times. And now I'm like, I understand that part of the problematic, but also I will defend this game with like my last breath, even though I know that it's more mid really than a lot of people say. That people kind of decide it is the greatest game of all time, and I'm like, no, it's not. But also, I've played it 4 times, and I completely understand what you mean. I love some of the stuff that Tsushima does. Doesn't quite get there, but it's so fun to like see it fall short. I'm really looking forward to Yotai, and I think that will build on stuff. Yotai is a really cool setting, because it's going to be kind of about imperialism in a way that I think it suits being an American developer. Last time it was like, oh, you're calling it Kurosawa mode, and there's historical inaccuracy in having them do haiku and things. But now it's kind of looking at a period in which the Japanese were the oppressors more than the oppressed. And I think that's a really cool way for an outsider to look at it. Still, the proof will be in the pudding, but I think it does more interesting things with the way of the ninja than it perhaps got credit for, even from me at the time. Not that my opinion is the be all and end all. But
I've got some more to rattle off that I've just remembered now. We've mentioned Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and obviously, I think most people aren't going to be as specific. You could say Rain, Sub-Zero, Smoke, all of them. They're all cool. Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 4, who I completely forget. Wait, Raiden. There we go. I was thinking of bloody Mortal Kombat then. Raiden is the Thunder God. Raiden is the Cyborg Ninja. Very cool.
And Grey Fox.
Eric, we've talked about this recently, but I Ninja.
Yeah.
I do not remember his name. He was the example of a bad
little blue fella.
He's like crass and loudmouth. Like he's like, oh, whatever, dude. And he's not very ninja.
Was it the Croc people who did I Ninja?
Yeah, Argonauts.
We were talking about how I played this in the car on one of those screens that attaches to your PlayStation.
The easiest way to get a migraine ever.
Nice. I have a couple more shout outs. I want to mention Katana Zero, which is a very cool 2D action, very unforgiving, sort of a one-hit death, like Hotline Miami kind of thing. But it does this really cool thing where when you complete a level, no matter how many tries it took you, it will show you a like perfect run that you did. It'll even like stitch together different parts of that level to make it look like you did it flawlessly from beginning to end, which is very cool. I also the ninja game I've probably played the most in my life is N+.
Yeah. Oh man, N+ is so.
We never
good.
show love to Flash games, but that was a huge part of my gaming education growing up.
And it came on Xbox eventually. Yep. They did N++.
So N was the Flash game, N+ was the first like console port, and N++ was the sequel. And just such a cool like deadly platformer, kind of like paved the way for Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. It had this really cool approach to physics and momentum where it was you had sort of like uncapped momentum. If you could work up the speed, you could go as fast as possible. And a lot of the like platforming puzzles required you to figure out ways to build momentum. Love N+. And then finally also have to mention Shadow Tactics. What a bizarre game. I probably never would have played it if it wasn't for Epic Game Store giving it away for free like 8 times over the past few years. But this is a real-time tactics game. So it has the top-down perspective of a turn-based tactics strategy game, but it's real-time stealth. So you've got your squad of ninjas that you can move around and position them, and you have to set up ways to take out multiple targets at once so nobody notices, and move people into the shadows and avoid detection. And it's got all the hallmarks of a stealth game combined with the strategy of a tactics game. It's super cool. They did a sequel last year called Shadow Gambit, which is pirate themed, and then the studio shut down like 2 weeks afterwards because it didn't make $1 billion in the first week.
The gaming industry, everyone.
Yep, it is the way. But both Shadow Tactics and Shadow Gambit are spectacular and very unique. Stealth tactics games. I think that's all I had. We briefly talked about Sekiro. We talked a little bit about Onimusha.
Ninja Turtles.
But we had a whole quiz on Ninja Turtles that we failed at.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but a quick chance to shout out Shredder's Revenge as the best beat 'em up of all time.
It's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best, but it's pretty good.
It is the best.
All right. Okay. George says it's the best.
Yeah, I put my stamp on it. It's true now.
We almost got through a whole episode without talking about Kingdom Hearts, but I think Stacey did bring it up earlier.
I did.
So we have to mention the Great Ninja Yuffie, of course.
Yes, and Final Fantasy, of course.
Yeah, which is going to... We're not having Yuffie being a
Yuffie's from Kingdom Hearts.
Yuffie's a Kingdom Hearts character.
Debuted in Kingdom Hearts.
Not.
Yeah. She is actually great in Kingdom Hearts 2 as well.
Yeah.
Though. Like, she actually does play a role. She's one of the more important Final Fantasy characters.
Correct.
And, yeah.
And Ninja Assault. Ninja Assault is a game neither of you have ever heard of, but I was huge into the Gun Con. The Gun Con was the peripheral that would let you play Time Crisis on your PlayStation, right? It's a light gun.
Oh, the light gun thing.
And there was a ninja light gun game on PS2 called Ninja Assault that was so
It was a ninja light gun game.
You had to shoot the shurikens out of the air as they were coming towards you. It was awesome. I love Ninja Assault. Yep. And every game that Psylocke has ever been in, my favorite ninja. Okay. I think we're good. Are you guys good?
I think we barely scratched the surface. I think there are so many more.
Yeah.
Like, as we're talking about, I'm like, Joe Musashi from Shinobi.
We didn't really talk about any ninja builds either. I was going to talk about in Cyberpunk. You can kind of play as a cyber ninja with the way stealth. There's a lot of games, as well as apparently Fortnite, whatever that was, where you can build yourself a ninja. Yeah. There's a lot of games that allow for kind of stealth tactical gameplay, which is pretty cool, but I guess they're not true ninjas in the way that we chatted about today.
Well, this is why we always say those are our favorite games with ninjas.
Yes.
But we need to know your favorite games with ninjas too. So leave us a comment, get in touch, and let us know. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode of your favorite game. Sorry, I lost connection, so I'm going to say that again. We'll be back next week with another episode of your favorite game. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and visit us at thegamer.com. That's The Gamer, no spaces.